everyone, my name is Jordan and welcome back to Jordy is Reading. I know, it's been a while. I've been sick. I'm still kind of sick, you can kind of hear it. And school has just gone crazy. So, yay. But this video is going to be my October wrap-up video. So I don't actually have my reading log book with me right now. It's in my car, and Philip and the boys have my car. So I'm going to try to go off of my Libby app on my phone. That way I can kind of give you guys the lowdown on what these books are about. Because there is nothing in my brain. Also, look how cute this corduroy shirt is. I love it. It's adorable. Anyway, back to the video. So yeah, this is going to be the October wrap-up video. I think I read 6 or 7 books in October. I really can't remember. But actually, it might be more beneficial if I pull up my Goodreads app. And if you don't know, you can follow me on Goodreads to stay up to date on what I'm reading, like in current time. I don't really give comments on them because I do the comments here. But you can see when I start and finish a book if you follow me on Goodreads. I will link that down below for you guys if you want to follow me there. But yeah, let's get started. So, the first book I read in the month of October was These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. So this follows a girl named Bree. This is like, it's young adult fantasy with some kind of romance mixed in. It's like a love triangle, okay? I mean, you have a favorite at the end, clearly. You're rooting for one of them and not the other. But this is about Bree. She hates the fairies. She hates the fae. She refuses to have anything to do with them. She has a younger sister named... I don't know. She has a younger sister. Her younger sister, they're like in debt to this woman that houses them or whatever. But her younger sister is sold off to like complete that debt or pay off that debt pretty much. And she's sold to the fairies, to the fae. So Bree has to go save her. Once she gets there, things kind of go haywire. Her best friend Sebastian is there. He's like, I'm gonna go with you, I can't let you go by yourself, whatever, whatever. Yeah, he's there. Not to save anyone. Bree makes a deal with, so there's the Seelie Court and then there's the Unseelie Court. Unseelie Court is bad. Seelie Court is good. Bree makes a deal with the Unseelie King to get back her sister. I cannot for the life of me think of her sister's name, but she makes a deal. He's like, if you bring me these 3 things, then I'll help you get your sister back. Or I'll give you your sister back. Or something like that. Because her sister was sold to the Unseelie King. But that's my dishwasher. Please excuse that. But the Seelie Court has stole 3 things from the Unseelie Court. So he's like, if you go get these things, I will give you your sister back. It'll be fine. There's a lot of things that you don't know in the beginning of the book. But once you start reading, you're kind of like, oh, I see where this is going to go. And I like it, but I can see where it's going to go. I greatly enjoyed this book. This is actually a duology. I have the next, I can't think of what it's called, but I have the next book on hold, so whenever it comes available, I'm going to read that. I like this book. It's kind of a mixture of A Court of Thorns and Roses and like normal young adult fantasy books. But I liked it. It wasn't it wasn't as cringy as A Court of Thorns and Roses. I really enjoyed this book a lot. You find Prince Ronan, who... We like Prince Ronan. Do we like Prince Ronan? No, we do not like Prince Ronan. We like Finn. Finn? Finn. We like Finn. We do not like Prince Ronan. We like Finn. Remember that if you're going to read this book. But no, I like this book. If you like young adult fantasy and you haven't read this book, it's really great. I suggest you read it. This is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. So the next two books I read were a duology. It is Carve the Mark and Fates Divide by Veronica Roth. So I read this book, or this duology, because I really enjoyed Divergent and that series. So I was like, Veronica Roth, I can do this. Y'all, this was pretty boring. So the point of view is split between Syra, who is, she is part of the Shotet people, and then it follows, what is his name? Akos, who is part of the Thuve people. So you got Syra, who's Shotet, Akos, who's Thuve. They are enemies. But you have these people called oracles who can actually see people's fates. And they have seen both Syra's and Akos's fates. Akos's mom is a oracle, so things get dicey because his mom is an oracle. But this was pretty boring. Honestly, I can't even remember. I know that Syra's brother is a freaking crazy person. They all have powers. I completely forgot about that. So Syra's power was formed pretty much because her brother has the power to switch memories with people, and he had a lot of bad memories from their dad, and he would go in and switch memories with Syra when she was young. She learned to protect herself by projecting pain. So she is in pain 24/7. She touches anyone, they're immediately in pain. So now Syra's brother pretty much uses her as his bouncer or whatever. That's not the right term. But he uses her to cause pain on his enemies pretty much, or people he doesn't like, or if somebody does wrong or whatever. Akos has the power to shut down other people's powers. Like, all he has to do is touch them and their power won't work anymore. So Akos's family is I don't know how to tell you this. Akos's family is some of them might have been murdered at the beginning of this book. We don't know. Just a little, might have happened. I don't know. And Akos is kidnapped. He is actually kidnapped by the Shotet people, and his brother is kidnapped by the Shotet people. So, they're in enemy hands now, and they have to find a way to get out. He is separated from his brother and sent off to like a training camp or whatever, and eventually comes back, and he's a warrior now and all this good stuff, and he is hell-bent on getting his brother out and away. So it kind of goes from there. This series was boring. I wasn't a fan of it. It was more dystopian than anything, and I'm more fantasy So, yeah, pretty much fantasy. And this was more dystopian. But if you like wars and stuff like that, they fight a lot. This just wasn't the book for me. But that was Carve the Mark and Fates Divide by Veronica Roth. Okay. The next two books I read are part of, I think they're part of a trilogy. It might be like a whole series. I'm not sure. But it was Kingdom of the Wicked and Kingdom of the Cursed by Carrie Maniscalco. If you overlook, like, I don't think she was writing this book to be historically accurate. So if you overlook all the inaccuracies, it was okay. So it's about a girl named, why do I always forget their names? So it's about twin sisters, Amelia and Vittoria. One of them is murdered, and Amelia is pretty much hellbent on, I'm using hellbent a lot tonight, but Amelia wants to know who murdered her, so she makes a deal with a demon. She doesn't know that the demon is one of the 7 sinned demons, so that's fun. So the demon she actually makes a deal with is Wrath, and he is one of the princes of hell, pretty much. And he's like, she summons him and they make a deal. He's like, yeah, I'll help you. He's like, yeah, I'll help you, sure, whatever, but we were going to have to, like, fight my brothers. All of his brothers are princes of hell, so you've got, like, greed, you've got gluttony, you've got, obviously, wrath. There's more of the pride. You're fighting all of the princes of hell, pretty much. I mean, in the second book, so the first book is pretty much her trying to figure out what's going on. Like, the princes are coming back to Earth for some reason. She's a witch. Her grandmother's a witch. She's not just any witch, though. She's a shadow witch. And she doesn't understand what that means. You don't understand what that means either until you get more into the book, apparently. Or into the books, apparently. But in the second book, she actually goes to hell to try to save her sister. Like, she's hell-bent on, she thinks something's, you know, weird about it. And she wants to save her sister. These, I will continue to read the series. I don't know, the main character, kind of, Amelia, just kind of got on my nerves. And you can see a lot of things coming. The way that her sister is always brought up, you can see what's coming. The way they talk about wrath, you can see what's coming. If you're intelligent, you know what's coming. If you've read enough of these books, you understand what's coming. But no, I've only read the first 2 books. I have the 3rd book on hold with my library. So as soon as that comes in, I'm going to read that as well. It's a good series. It's not like mind-shattering great, but I like it. I like it a lot. I don't like it a lot. I like it, so I'm going to continue to read it. But that was Kingdom of the Wicked and Kingdom of the Cursed by Carrie Maniscalco. The next book I read was Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I like V.E. Schwab, but this book had no plot. I did not understand the point of this book. All it did was make me frustrated. So this follows a young girl named Olivia. I just spit everywhere. That was disgusting. Ew. But this follows a young girl named Olivia Pryor. She is mute, so she uses sign language to communicate. And she's grown up in like an orphanage for girls, pretty much, because her mom is mysteriously gone or dead, and her dad is mysteriously gone or dead as well. So one day she gets this mysterious letter from her long-lost uncle being like, hey, we want you to come live with us. And she's like, what? I didn't know I had an uncle. You know, yeah, I want that. I want to be out of here. So she carries around a journal that her mom has written in, and it's full of ramblings, and towards the end of the journal you can kind of tell that her mom was going crazy. So she's like, so the last thing her mom wrote in the book was, don't go back to Gallant. Stay away from Gallant. And Gallant is the name of the house. So she's like, now I'm going to go. Let's go. So she goes to Gallant, and she meets the maid and the gardener and apparently her cousin, Matthew. Matthew? Yes, his name is Matthew. So she meets the maid, the gardener, and Matthew. The maid and the gardener are so sweet to her. They're like, oh my God, you look just like your mom, blah, 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 blah. They're like, please, you have to stay. And Matthew's like, nah, she gotta go. Like, I don't know who wrote you that letter, but my dad's been dead for a year. And she's like, no, I have the letter. There must be some kind of mistake. And Matthew's like, no, you have to leave. You cannot stay here. So she's like, no, I'm gonna stay. Gallant is holding a lot of mysteries. Olivia can see, she calls them ghouls, I think. I can't really remember, but she can see, like, spirits, pretty much. And they tell her, hey, this is not what it seems to be. You need to stay. More things are going on. Throughout the book, you discover what the mystery with Gallant is and why Matthew always says there must be a prior at the gate. In their garden, there is a locked gate. And if you look through it, it just looks like fields. But he's very protective of the gate. No one is allowed to go through the gate. The gate has to stay locked at all times. And he is very adamant about there must be a prior at the gates at all times. He himself is going a little bit crazy because of the gates. And you learn more why throughout the book. But I just felt like this book didn't have a plot. It had a plot. It was not well thought out. I thought it could have been executed so much better. More loose ends could have been tied up, but I liked it. I thought it was a cute, short little read. I think V. Schwab just wanted to put out a quick little read, which is good. We need that to break up the monotony, you know? But I feel like it could have been thought out just a little bit more. But that was Gallant by V.E. Schwab. The next and final book I read for October was Iron Widow by Xiran Jay Zhao. Please don't make me say their name again. Please, 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 please. Xiran Jay Zhao. So this is a book about, it's based in China, and the women and men are on completely different levels. They both have chi power, but, oh, this is hard to explain. So they control giant robots. If you have a high enough chi power, you're selected to be chosen to, like, run a robot pretty much, but only if you're a guy. If you're a girl, you're selected to be in, like, the girl's seat. Like, picture the man's seat here, the girl's seat here, and they're both piloting this giant robot, right? But you have to have enough chi power. If you don't have enough chi power and the man's power, like, overcomes your power, you die if you're the girl. So this follows an 18-year-old girl, I can't remember her name, but she is going to set herself up to be a concubine, which is what they call the girls who are piloting the robots or the chrysalises with the boy. She is only doing this because her sister was a concubine and one of the male pilots murdered her, and she is doing this solely for revenge. This, she ends up doing that, and she ends up discovering that she is actually a mate or a perfect match or whatever to one of the other pilots. So they have to kind of work that together. She's also in love with this other guy who comes to her rescue while she's doing this. But the guy is in love with her and the other pilot, and she's in love with the pilot and him. It is a legit, like, circle. Everybody's in love with everybody. I wasn't a fan. I don't know, I feel like this book was kind of all over the place, and it didn't need to be. Like, it was a pretty straightforward plot. Like, I don't know why it was all over the place. But I believe this is a duology. I don't plan on reading it. I don't plan on finishing the duology. This book was a little too much for me, and that's okay. Some books are. Not every book is for every person. But I don't plan on reading the next one. But this was Iron Widow by Xiran Jay Zhao. Yeah. But that is all of the books I have for this month. For October. In November, so yay! These Twisted Bonds, as I am filming this video, just said it was ready to borrow for me, so I'm going to start reading that. I am also reading A Far Wilder Magic by Allison Saft, and I really like it so far. I think I'm almost done with it. I'm like 70-ish% of the way through. So that, I'm excited to finish that, and I am excited to start These Twisted Bonds. Let me see. Yeah, those were the only books I read this month. Wow. So this next month I'm going to finish reading A Far Wilder Magic, and I'm going to start and finish These Twisted Bonds. Other than that, I don't have anything really on my TBR that I have to read this month. So I'm actually going to start reading my Book of the Month books. This month, the month of November, I didn't really see any books that caught my eye, so I didn't get one this month. I skipped it. But next month, I'm sure there'll be some more great ones out. I'm going to try to be more proactive with these videos and get them filmed. That way you guys don't have to sit 2 weeks without me not having a video up. But yeah, work, school, everything's been hectic. But I still want to keep up with you guys, and I still want to film these videos for you. It's fun for me as much as it is for you. So, but yeah, that is all I have for this video. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe while you're down there. It's completely free, and I love and appreciate every single one of you guys that do. Okay, it really helps me out a lot. That's all I have for you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye!